Let's find a comfortable starting place for you. So you can either lie on your back or find a comfortable seat sitting upright. And let's just close our eyes. So I feel like we're still riding the beautiful waves of solstice, winter solstice energy. And really this invitation to pull more inward. So in some ways, the winter solstice is the beginning of winter, even though it feels like this big shift, right, of energy as the light is beginning to come back 1 minute at a time each day. But this beautiful invitation that can keep pulling us inside. So we'll, allow the energy to open and receive it all the way down into the lower body and the lower back and the sacral area and the hips. And just walked in, Jeannie left me this beautiful plant that it just is sort of metaphoric of how we can really pull down and into the roots of our body this time of year and just continue to nourish. So even though we're going to do a little more of a flow class today, a slow flow, we'll call it, we can just keep nurturing the roots of the body, the apana, the down and in flowing energy, only to feed the upward and outward, more pranic energy. So let's bring our hands together at the heart. I'm actually going to grab the harmonium. The harmonium. The instrument to harmonize with. Yeah. I know it's a little harder for you guys to hear because I don't have the settings on for music, so we're just gonna Om. We'll do about 3 ohms. So just take a moment, continue to settle in. Notice where you are, what's present for you, what's in the present moment here and now. So really any emotional states that are present, just welcoming them in. Yeah, that maybe those feelings of restlessness, whatever you feel, and just allowing them to be here in the space. And exhale the breath all the way out. And take in a full breath in. So yeah, find your own tone with the Om. Maybe it's lower, maybe it's higher, maybe it's medium. Deep breath in. Taking in a deep breath fully into the lungs, and then exhale, let the shoulders drip back and down. And let's just start with a very simple twist. So left hand onto the right knee, right hand back behind you. Yeah. And start with the yielding of the sitting bones down, and then you start to grow upward from there, lengthening on the in-breath and gentle twist on the out-breath. Allowing your gaze to follow the twist. And one more inhalation. Follow the exhalation out, toning into the navel as you squeeze out the breath, and then inhale back to center. We'll switch sides. Oh, somebody just joined us. Raga, yay. Good to see you, sweetie. So let's just twist all the way over to the left, rooting down through the sitting bones with each exhale and lengthening upward through the spine. And again, the eyes follow the twist. Ujjayi breaths. And we'll take one more nice, full, extended in-breath, and then follow that exhale all the way out as you twist. And then inhale, we'll come back to center. And let's come all the way over onto our hands and knees. And we'll spread open the fingers nice and wide, especially in the thumb and index finger, finding the base there. And make a little suction cup with your hands. And then soften and melt the heart. So without collapsing the lower back or kidneys, you're just going to soften the heart. Keep the ribs sewing, knitting in, we call it. And then inhale, arch the back from there. And exhale, curl and round, drawing the navel to spine, chin to chest. And you'll keep that connection to the root of the body as you inhale, arch, look up. And exhale, curl and round. And just keep moving at your own pace. Inhaling, arching. Hi, Megan. Exhale, curl and round. And then feel free to just be in a more of a place of curiosity in this cat-cow. So you might find yourself moving into the side body a little bit more. Finding the tailbone and making some little figure eights with the tailbone. And letting the crown of the head follow those movements. So you feel the movement through the whole spine. Great. And then we'll come back to neutral, and let's bring the feet together. If you can, big toes touching, and we'll tuck the toes under and walk back into toe stretch pose. Welcome. Yeah, and then you can reach back and spread the little toe and just open up the soles of the feet. We'll sit back on the heels. And if that feels like too much for anyone, you can take your hands forward. So when we're working with the lower back, any part of the spine, opening up the feet is really one of those key components. So we'll interlace the hands, stretch the palms forward, and then arms come up overhead. And close your eyes for a moment. Just let the energy settle. Yeah, so one of the, I think, beautiful teachings of this time of year is to settle all that restlessness. I love that you brought that in, Sarah. And just find the more yin energy. So even though we might be stretching and opening, yows. Turn off our cell phones, that might help. Good, and then exhale, we'll release the hands. And then let's separate the feet and knees, and we'll step right back to standing forward fold, Uttanasana. So outer edges of our feet parallel to each other, and take a deep breath in, lift the belly to the heart. Keep that length through the front of the spine as you fold. Just let your head hang. You can take your elbows, or what's really nice is just to squeeze the outer shins with your hands and then move the inner thighs apart. And you guys should feel that opening across the lower back when you do that, and let your head hang. And find a few more breaths, especially finding that exhale and the grounding through the four corners of the feet. Great, and then inhale, we'll look up and we're gonna walk out to downward dog. How are you doing this morning, Megan? Yeah. Good. So we'll just, arrive in the body here. Downward dog is such a great pose for just coming in and feeling and stretching and moving, opening up the joints. You can find even a little bit of circular movement in the shoulders and maybe the knees, hips. And feel free to let out a few breaths through the mouth, jaw releasing. Coming to the end of the year, anything we want to release and let go of in our bodies, we can play with that too today. Yeah. And then let's bring the feet together and just take a few breaths here, feeling the inner line of your legs. In the practice of rolfing, we call it the third leg. So you can imagine you've got a leg right in the middle there, supporting up through the pelvic floor. Great. Take one more big full in breath. Exhale all the way out to the base of the breath. Feeling that tone in the pelvic floor. Look between the hands. We'll step the right foot forward into a lunge. And then let's just line up the toes with the fingertips. And we're just going to sway the hips here, side to side. So whenever working with the back and the lower back, sacral hips, we can bring in the element of water, and that's very yin too, earth and water. So you can just feel the element of water here moving through the hip joints, the whole pelvic floor bowl, imagining there's a bowl of water, just sloshing the water around, creating more fluidity. Yeah, great. And then let's come down onto the back knee. And you can fold the mat if needed. And inhale, come on up. We'll interlace the hands again and press the palms forward. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And take a few breaths here. Again, just staying in the exploration, maybe a little side stretching. As you inhale, just hugging the hips towards center. As you exhale, softening. One more big in breath. And exhale, release the hands. Take a twist here, left hand down, right arm to the sky. And take a few long Ujjayi breaths, listening, ears open. And can you play with the settling energy rather than the striving? And then release the right hand down, lift the back knee, and we'll just walk on over to the left and come into Prasarita. Deep breath in, look up. And on the exhale, fold in. So yeah, pay attention to the feet. Toes lift and spread. And legs are engaged, especially the quads. Yeah. And then inhale, we'll walk the hands back out. Turn on over to the other side. Yeah, and again, we'll do our sloshing. Cleansing the bowl of the pelvis. Yeah. Great. And then on the next exhale, bring that back knee to the floor and inhale, crescent lunge of any sort. So maybe it's arms reaching, maybe it's hands clasping or hooking the thumbs. Let's see what feels good. Relax the shoulders down, open the eyes softly, smile, inhale. As you curl back, just take a sip of the solstice. And then exhale, right hand down, nice big open twist here. You can just find a little more spaciousness from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And on your next exhale, release the hands. We'll walk back over, pausing here in the middle, Prasarita. Yeah. Take a breath or two, folding in. Look over your head and neck. Yeah. And then we'll inhale. Look up and exhale. Walk to the front and let's step all the way forward. So we'll come back to Uttanasana and take the hands to the outer shin. So this is kind of the principles we're going to stick with for the lower back is hugging those lower shins in and then moving the inner thighs apart from each other. You're just going to feel this opening across the lower back. Yeah. Do you guys feel that? Awesome. Yeah. Great. All right. And then let's inhale, look up halfway, and exhale, bring the hands to the hips. And then press into the legs to come on up, slowly leading with the heart. Great. It's going to fix this a little. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Now let's come to Samastitihi, hands fold at the heart. And just close your eyes here for a moment. Just arriving on your mat, standing forward in the present moment. I was working on that a lot lately. It's just being in this moment and noticing what my perspective is. Perhaps looking back at this past year and what I've learned, what we've all learned together collectively, and how we can face forward into this next year, next cycle. I'll take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, we'll let our eyes open, gently release the arms down by our sides. Let's move in a slow flow here. So turn the palms out, inhale, reach the arms up and stay rooted at the base. Turn the palms out, exhale, swim up and over. On the inhale, hands on the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the left leg back. Just one breath here. Take a deep breath in, lifting the chest away from the tailbone. Exhale, step back to plank pose and pause here. And just take a few breaths. You can even find that fluidity in the pelvis. Yeah, and then either come down with straight legs or knees come down, Ashtanga Pranam. And then sliver your way on the in-breath, Cobra. Open the back of the neck, exhale, press back. And you're welcome if you want to stay a little more yin, just to stay on the knees. Otherwise, come back to downward dog. Yeah. Good. I'm getting a little sense of where everybody is. So how are we doing out there, Sarah? Can you hear me okay? Everything good? Okay. Yeah. So whether you're in downward dog or more of a child's pose, just bringing your attention into the present moment, into the breath, the body, the heart space. And we'll take one more big, deep in-breath. And follow the out breath all the way out to the very tail end, pausing. And then inhale, either come onto the knees or step forward with your right foot or left foot, other side. See what happens when I go yin. And then we'll inhale, coming forward. Halfway lift, straighten the spine long, and exhale, fold in. So find that stability, right? Stability in the legs, shins in, thighs out. And then ground the feet as you inhale, slowly come on up. Let the feet take you up. And palms touch at the top. Hands come right down the center line. We're just going to keep moving in this slow rhythmic flow. Inhale. Keep those roots deep in the earth. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, lift, lengthen, extend, unfold. Exhale, we'll step the right leg back first this time. And then inhale here and exhale, step back, plank pose. Inhaling. Exhale, knees or legs straight. Inhale. Yeah, find your own rhythm. And exhale, either press back to child's or downward dog. And just listen for the next 5 breaths. Relax the jaw, the eyes, the face. Give yourself that deep permission to be more quiet, to be more still, to be in that sort of hibernation mode. We're pulling close inside. Last couple of breaths. Great, and then we'll finish our next breath and step the right foot between. Good, and then the left foot comes up and to a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Shake your head out a little bit, side to side, front to back. Good, and then stabilize, grounding the 4 corners of your feet and lift the heart. Lengthen the spine as you come all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Great. We're just going to do one more of these. So just keep following that rhythm. Inhale, stay rooted through the feet as you lengthen and reach. Exhale. Ride that wave of your Ujjayi breath down and in. And from the down and in inhale, look up. And let's step right back to plank pose, both feet. Inhaling here. Exhale, lower. And then slide, sliver your way into one big cobra. And exhale. Good. Either child's or down dog. Listen to your body. Let it guide you. We have all year to be now moving up and out. Yeah. Let's stay another few breaths. And you can just sense inside what is needing more nurturing in your being. And just starting to sense that in your body. Maybe it is your lower back. Maybe it needs to feel less pressure, more support. Great. So let's finish our next exhale all the way out. All the way. Let it all go. And then inhale. Come on up. Let's just actually stay on our knees for a moment. And we're going to come up onto the knees and we'll step the left leg out to the side. And we're going to either come up onto your heel or turn your foot in. And then inhale, come into Parigasana, the side gate pose, the gate pose. Yeah. So we're going to do some side stretching today, just for the lower back. What you want to think about is on the in-breath, you're lifting that underbelly side, right? So we want to lift the left rib up, create space there, and exhale. Great. One more breath. Inhale. Nice, Raga. Exhale. And then inhale, come on up. And we'll just switch sides. And then just like in triangle, you want to kind of let your hips move a little bit here. So when you're in breath, lift your left arm up and exhale up and over. If you can let the hips move a little bit. Yeah. It's also nice to take the wrist with the left wrist with your right hand if you want to play with that a little bit. Great. Nice, everyone. Stay last breath or two. And then inhale, come on up. Exhale, we'll release. And let's come down onto all fours. We'll come back to downward dog and just stretch back. So you can play again with this here in downward dog, the shins hugging in, those outer shins. They're called the peroneal muscles. And we activate them by really rooting the little toe mound. Yeah, and then the inner thighs move apart. Or you could start with the inner thighs apart and then hug the outer shins in. Little detail work. Great, and then we'll walk up to the top of our mats, stretching through the hinges of the feet. Inhale, look up. And exhale, deep dive in. Good, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Look to your thumbs and exhale, the hands come down to the center line. Good. And just close your eyes for a moment. Check inside. See if you can even sense your tailbone and just a slight weight hanging off the very tail of your tail. Anchoring you down and into the heels into the earth. Yeah, stabilizing you in your center. So no matter what's going on in the outer, we can connect to the sense of being stable in ourselves. Yeah, so we'll take a deep breath in. And then let the eyes open and we'll exhale, come right into Utkatasana. So you can either do this with feet and knees together or apart. So let's see what feels better for you. Arms up by your ears. Yeah, and just stick the butt out. So we want to move the pubic bone back and you'll feel the blossoming, opening of the sitting bone. And then a little scoop of the tail. So you can just kind of rock back and forth a little. Pubic bone back, tailbone forward. And just find that place right in the center. Mula Bandha. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. And then exhale from here, hands down, fold forward. Release the head. Inhale, look up. And exhale, we'll bend the knees again. And come back to Utkatasana. Arms by the ears. And we won't stay here, so we'll straighten the legs and come back to Samastiti. How are we doing? Okay, good. All right, so let's open up the feet about one leg length. We're gonna move through some standing poses, which I find very stabilizing in my body. And so we're gonna, if you have a block, grab a block. Do you guys need a block? No, okay. Turn the right foot out. Keep the back foot parallel to the back mat. Inhale, arms reach wide. Exhale, up and over into Utthita Trikonasana. So the right hand comes onto the shin or ankle. And then turn and look up at your thumb. So your thumb's gonna end up right over your mouth. Just take this first breath and arrive in this pose. Feel the shape of your body. Feel the feet on the ground. Open the four corners of your feet. And just smile. Just that simple. Find a little joy in the pose. Yeah. So last couple of breaths, how can you get a little more space in the spine vertebrae? And then on your exhale, look down. Actually, we'll come up from here. A little more traditional Ashtanga here, turning the left foot out. Arms reach wide, inhale, and then exhale. Tip your hips like you're pouring a cup of tea out of a teapot. Yeah, and then look up to the front, breathe. Beautiful. Nice, Megan. Relax the face, the jaw. Yeah. So can you settle in as if you were doing a yin pose here, right? And then at the bottom of your next breath, root the feet, legs, come on up to standing. And we're just going to turn back over to the other side, right foot out. This time turning the back toes in about 45 degrees so the hips square forward. Okay? And then we'll inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, extend forward. Yeah. So you want to keep rooted in the right big toe mound. Hand's going to come either to the inside or the outside of the foot. If you have a block, feel free to use it. And then with your right thumb, go ahead and clip the right hip crease back, pull it back. Yeah, and then keep the big toe mound pressing of the right foot. Do you want to block? Maybe. So this is the lower back work here, right? Is clipping that hip crease back. That's it, Megan. And ungripping the toes, right? Keep the arches of the feet awake, but not gripped. Last thing to go up is the arm, if that feels good to you. If not, don't worry about it. Hand can come on the sacrum. Yes. Doing great. Good. And then exhale, look down, inhale, ground the legs. I haven't done that one in a while. And we're going to turn over to the other side. So before you go in, just make sure the back heel lines up with the inner edge of the front foot. And then both arms up, inhale, reach the arm, reach the side body. Exhale, extend forward. And then the hand goes down. Right hand onto the inside or outside of your foot. Yeah. Good. And then clip that hip crease back with your left thumb. Simultaneously rooting the left big toe mound. Yeah. And then you start lengthening the spine. Good. So Val, you can turn this back toes out a little bit more. Yeah, just to stabilize. Yep. What's that?
I said I'm so mindful of squaring the hips because that's what I don't.
Yeah. So if you feel any hyperextension going on, you guys, in your left knee, just micro bend it and pull the quad muscle up. Yeah, that's it, Megan. Good. And just find your breath here. And we'll take one more big inhalation and exhale, look down, and then we'll spin the arms all the way up, turn the feet in, and step or hop right back to the front of your mat. You can either take the arms by your sides or hands at the heart and just feel. Feel free to close the eyes if that helps. Notice where you go to habitual holding. And so see if you can allow yourself to be fully supported. And if we go down enough and we get yin enough, then we can start to feel the natural rebound of the up and out. Take another breath or two. Slow everything down, even the breath. Beautiful. Great. Okay, let's open our eyes and we'll take another big step. This time bring the feet a little wider. Yeah. Turn the right foot straight out. Keep the back foot where it is, or you can slightly turn the toes in. Inhale, big breath in, arms wide. And then we'll come into Virabhadrasana 2 to start, bending just the front knee. Kind of nice to work the shoulders, like turn the palms open. Yeah, and work the shoulders. Nice, Megan. Yeah, and then turn your hands back down, look over. You're gonna just look out into 2022 a little bit, because actually it's right here. It's in the moment that we're creating the future. I'm learning this myself. Like, oh yeah, it's my state right now that's gonna create 2022. So what state do you wanna hold right now in body? Maybe it's that joy. Maybe it's that more yin, permission to release. Great. Nice strong pose, Megan. Beautiful. And then we'll come right into extended side angle. So bringing the forearm onto the thigh, stretch the left arm overhead and breathe. Yeah, so balance the yin and the yang here. If you're more yang like me, you might need to be a little more, find the more yin. Yeah, beautiful. Listen to your breath, Ujjayi breath. Especially the bottom of each breath. We'll finish our next exhale, root down through the feet and come on up with the legs. Turn all the way to the left. Inhale, arms reach wide. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And you can turn palms up to get that rotation in the shoulders. Yeah. So imagine you're just holding 22 right here in your hands. You're taking the gifts of 2021 from the right hand and bringing it forward. And then turn the palms back down. Yeah. And breathe. What do you want to release? Just say goodbye to it with your right fingers. What do you want to call in? Say hello. Sorry, I'm getting goofy. Inhale and exhale, extended side angle. Yeah, right arm overhead and breathe. The eyes are soft, looking up towards the tips of the fingers. And open up the soles of the feet, outer edge of the back foot grounded. On the in-breath, we'll come all the way up, turn the feet parallel. And we'll go right into Prasarita from here. So hands on the hips, yeah. And we're gonna ground down through the feet, lift up through the quads, and take a big breath in, open the chest, exhale, fold, yeah. Hands come right to the floor. So in this pose, balanced action really supports the back, right? So it's almost like you're squeezing the legs in towards the center, simultaneously rooting down the pelvis to the earth. And breathe. And the drishti is soft, just looking past the tip of the nose. Yeah. Pay attention to your feet because your feet are going to tell you a lot about your lower back. Yeah. Good. Great, you guys, and take another 2 or 3 breaths here. You're doing great. And find that yin. So just go down and in, even though this is still a little more of an active pose. Yes. Okay, and then inhale, look up, walk the hands out. And we'll walk over to the front of our mats, turning into a lunge with the right foot. And then go ahead and scoot your foot all the way out to the right. Bring the back knee down. And let's come into this hip stretch. So you can either stay on the hands, come to the 1 elbow or 2. Blocks are great here if you want the block, yeah. And then just go in. So just as Sarah was speaking to, just feel the container and that permission to really let go here and soften. And let the breath go all the way into a deep release at the base of the spine, pelvic floor. It can really be a great metaphor for how we can truly let go of this year here at the bottom of the breath. Take another inhalation. Enjoy another exhalation. Great, and then we'll inhale, come on up, and we're just gonna scoot right over into Pigeon Pools. Yeah. So find that sweet spot for you. It's actually really good for the back to have the knee more lined up with the hip, and then the foot comes out from there. And then take a big in breath. Yeah. See how it's more lined up with your hip, and then you can, yeah. Yeah, and then the back leg, actually, that's a good point. Tuck your toes under, lift the knee and roll the thigh in, and you'll feel the spreading across the lower back. You guys feel that? Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be. It depends on your flexibility. So you just go out as far as you can without hurting the knee. And then lengthen the front of the spine and exhale, walk it out. And you'll just go to wherever your sweet edge is. So just feeling your way into those edges and breathe. Yeah. Relax your jaw. So we let go and let gravity do the work here. Feeling into the tissues, opening, softening, becoming more fluid. Yeah, so last few breaths here. And I love this pose to really work on anything that no longer serves me. Anything I'm ready and willing to release, to give it away, to offer it up, to thank it for all its lessons. Good. And then we'll just nice and slowly walk our way back up. Let's do a quad stretch since we're here. Reach back and take the foot from the inside. And you're just going to hug in a little bit, squeezing in. Yeah. And if that's too much, you just can take a nice open twist here with the left arm back. So one more inhalation, open the front chest, exhale, pull that quad in and then release and sliver your way back. Down dog or half dog. Just feeling back into the architecture of your body, noticing what's shifting, changing, moving. You're literally changing our relationship to the world in our yoga practice. You're changing our body relationship to our, something like that. Left leg forward into a lunge, both hands inside, and then just find your sweet spot. So maybe it's here on your hands, maybe you're coming down into one or both elbows. Once again, find the element of water through the hips, pelvis, lower back, sacrum. Yeah. As you inhale, breathe into the front area of your sacrum. And as you exhale, soften, release the out breath. And then one more breath. And we'll slowly come on up and scoot over into half pigeon. And just set up your pose. And again, roll the, tuck the toes under and roll the back thigh bone quite a bit in. You'll actually feel the widening on your lower back when you do that. And take a big in breath. Opening, open the psoas, front of the spine. Yes. And then exhale, go in. Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to make those little sounds if they want to come out. So just allow yourself to release, to fully surrender as much as possible. Letting go of the jaw, the back of the neck. Give yourself that full permission to let go. Great, so see if you can get this. Yes, there you go, Megan. Nice. And you what? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. So a couple more breaths. Again, anything that you want to release from 2021. Any beautiful gems that you got? And then when you're ready, you're just going to slowly come on up and find your way into half dog, full dog, whatever feels good, dog. Oh, I forgot. Yes, quad stretch. Yeah. We're doing our quad stretch. We almost forgot. Yeah. Great. And then come back to downward dog or half dog. Stretch it out. Great. Take another breath. Okay. And then let's come down onto our knees and we'll make our way into Dandasana with the legs extended out. How are we doing out there? Pretty good? Okay. So you can, just for the low back's sake, pull the flesh from the buttock out of the right and roll the thigh in at the same time. And then you'll do that on the other side. Yeah. Okay. And then take your hands onto your thighs and push down, ground down. If your back is rounded here, sit up on a little something. We'll inhale, reach the arms up, and you're going to hinge at your hips. So imagine you just have one straight line in your spine and it's all coming forward on the line. And then once you start to lose that, you're going to back off a little and take a hold of the shins, ankles, or maybe the feet, if you can keep that line. And then again, big breath in, like I'm coming and just lifting up on your side ribs. And exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Good, huh? Yeah, take your time. Spread the feet open. And one more breath, inhale. And then we'll come out on the exhale and bring the hands back behind you about 6 to 8 inches, fingertips pointing in. Roll the shoulders back. So you want to puff up the chest a little. And then, so there's 2 variations here. One is to keep the legs straight. The other is to bend the knees, which is a little easier. So you're just going to see which feels better. And you lift your hips. You want to roll the inner thighs towards the earth. So inner feet are going to go towards the floor. That's it. Again, yes. Don't let your legs go out. If it's too much, you just come onto your feet and you'll lift the hips. Keep the thighs parallel. Curl back, last couple of breaths. Lift the sacrum, yes. Exhale, lower back down. Beautiful. We'll stretch the legs out again. Come back to Dandasana for a moment. Yeah, you can pull the flesh out, feel the sitting bones grounded, and then we'll take it into Janushavasana. So left knee comes out, bring your foot in. Yeah, and let's actually start this one with a wide stance here. So you're gonna widen your stance and take both hands on the inside. And then you're just gonna start to walk forward. And try to keep those sitting bones down as you come forward, and you'll just come to that first edge. Yeah. And then just fold in, breathe. We'll stay a little extra longer today in these forward bends. Stretch out your breaths. Yeah, focus on the breath. Tongue of the tip of the tongue resting on the roof of the mouth. Little smile on the corners of the mouth. Great. And then we'll inhale, walk it back up, and you'll walk your hands over to either side of the right leg. And you might need to shorten your stance a little bit. So pull that left knee in a little. And then inhale, arms reach up again. And we'll exhale, hinge forward. And you can take the shin, calf, ankle, and just work it here. Slow rhythmic breaths. As you inhale, lift the belly up and over towards the right leg. Exhale, fold. No rush. So we actually slow down. Slow everything down. And last inhalation. Exhale. Inhale, come on up. And then we'll release the left leg and we'll come back to, just for a moment, staff pose, Dandasana. Yeah, and then you can take your right knee out, bring the foot in. And again, we'll start with the wide stance here. And walk your hands out in front. So ideally we anchor the sitting bones and then reach forward from there, right? On the in breath, we find more space and extension. On the out breath, a deeper sense of surrender and softening. Long, extended Ujjayi breaths. And then finish your next breath all the way out. And we'll come on up. And then we're just going to shorten, bring that knee back in a little bit. And inhale the arms up facing the left leg. So you want to start to turn from the ribs and exhale over. And inhale again. Exhale. Find those inner sounds of release. Yeah, deep Ujjayi breaths. And we'll take one more full in breath, Ujjayi breath. Exhaling all the breath out. And inhale, come on up. Great. And then coming back to Dandasana. And we're going to come right into Uttanasana, soles of the feet together. So I want to give you guys the option. You can either do a little more of a yin variation with the feet out in front more. And in this variation, you'll just fold forward. Okay, and that is giving the connective tissue more of a chance to open in that yin way. Otherwise, you can bring the feet in a little closer and start with the spine straight here, hugging the feet together. And take 5 breaths here and then go over. So you find your pose. Yeah, the knees go wide, the spine extends upward. And then after a few breaths, the feet come apart. We open the feet and come forward. Kind of nice to use the elbows to open the inner groins here, just a gentle opening. Great, nice everyone. Whatever pose you're in, just these last few breaths, allow yourself to drop, release, surrender. Good. And then we're going to inhale, come on up, and exhale, we'll go right out into Utkatasana Konasana. So legs extend from there right out, about a 90-degree angle. Yeah. And then let's start with our hands back here behind the hips, just to draw the sacrum, top of the sacrum in and then up. You're going to feel that extension upward. Yeah, and ground the thigh bones. Beautiful. Like you've got a couple sandbags hanging out there. Yeah. So if it's a lot, just to keep your spine straight, you can stay here. This is a great pose for the back. Otherwise, you can start to walk the hands out in front, keeping the sitting bones anchored as you reach. Yeah, reach nice and long. And then at some point, just let go. So there's just enough effort in the legs to keep the knees and toes pointing up. Yeah, you guys look great today. Beautiful poses. Just listening to the deep sound of the breath. The meditative sound of the Ujjayi, victorious uprising breath. Yeah. And then inhale, look up. And exhale, we're going to go over to the left leg. We'll do another side body stretch since I said we were going to do more of these. And you can hook your hand under the calf, ankle, maybe take a hold of the foot, depending on your flexibility. With your right hand, lift up on your left rib cage and start to spin the ribs towards the ceiling. Yeah, and then you can take your right arm overhead and breathe. Just go to that first edge. Have the patience to wait, not be in a rush. We don't want to strive too hard or reach too far into 2022 and take the gifts of this year. Silver lining. And inhale and exhale, we'll switch sides. So with your left hand, reach under the right rib cage, lift, spin, and then take your left arm overhead. Yeah. And work with the breath. Every inhalation, can you create a little more spaciousness in those side ribs and the intercostals? Every exhale, can you ground more, feel this release? Yeah. Inhaling, come on up. Beautiful. And then we'll bend the knees and we'll bring the knees together and let's lie on our backs. Yay. How's everybody doing? Very good. Knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. And just do a gentle roll side to side on your sacrum. Great. And then we'll come into bridge pose. So knees or feet come to the floor, hip distance apart, thigh bones parallel. And let's start this bridge pose from the connection that you find at the bottom of the breath to the pelvic floor. So deep breath in, follow the breath out, and then find that slight tone, that deep connection at your root. From there, inhale, lift your hips, look under the shoulders and interlace the hands and walk the shoulders straight in. Yeah. And then reconnect to the inner feet, inner heels to lift the sacrum in and up more. And find that third leg, remember we talked about. Yeah. Nice, everyone. Chin relaxes into a neutral space. Breathe deeply. And if you feel the inspiration for Urdhva back bend, you can come into Urdhva from here, hands by the ears. Otherwise, just stay where you are. Yeah. Go with the jaw, soften the gaze of the eyes into the heart space, into that yin space. Then once you actually connect with the yin energy, you can actually keep the balance of the yin, not go too young. Our culture is ridiculously young, so you need to find that balance oftentimes. And then when you're ready, exhale slowly, lower back down. And we'll turn the toes, just the toes out 45 degrees and do a little windshield wiper to the right. And inhale and exhale over to the left. Yeah, so stay connected as you're windshield wiping. Connect to the lumbar spine as you reach the knee and other side. One more time each side. Yeah. Great. And then come back to neutral. Let's take a, we're gonna do eye of the needle and then Viparita Karani on a block or up, legs up the wall. So yeah, right ankle over the left thigh, reach through and take a hold of the shin or the hamstring. Yeah, a little flexion in the right foot. And you can even find a little lumbar curve by taking the pubic bone towards the floor. And then exhale, release, and we'll just switch sides. Left ankle over the right thigh. And breathe. Great. Where are we? Yes. Great. And then gently release. I forgot what we were going to do next. What did I say? Did I say? Oh, support it. Yes. Viparita Karani. Short-term memory. So if you want to use a block, you can put the block underneath your sacrum, which is really nice to elevate the hips to restore. I don't have one with me right now, but legs up. If you have a wall and you want to put your legs on the wall, that's even more restorative. So this is kind of going to be our Shavasana. So make sure that you're comfortable. Do you want to block, Megan? Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Beautiful. Yes. Good. Yeah. So feel that the legs can rest down inside the hip sockets. Right? So you just have enough effort there to keep them floating. And there's a feeling of deep settling in the sacrum, in the belly. You can let your breath slow down, your jaw relax, your eyes soften. Continue to give yourself that permission to settle, to go more inward. And just find that deep resource that's within you. It's like a natural spring. Great. And then as you feel ready, you can slowly bend the knees. And we will just take a minute in Shavasana so you can lift the hips. And I read this poem last week, but I'm going to read it again for any of you who were here because it's so good. It's called A Saddle on Every Particle of Space. Yeah, do you know it? Yeah. A saddle on every particle of space. So allow yourself to rest back fully. Make any adjustments that you need to do to rest. Yeah. And then let your ears open just to the sound of the words. See how they touch you. Most are still a leaf spinning between heaven and earth. What can one see of their surroundings in a state of fragile or chaotic motion? Either settle on the ground and come to know its astounding wonder and sing to us from there, or maybe sharpen your meditations and get lifted higher and reside in the radiant stratosphere until you turn into such a fine holy ash. You integrate with all. Put a saddle on every particle of space and ride like a wild cowboy and just keep going, having fun everywhere. While you sink your spurs deeper into all being and into what can be called God, who just then laughs. And let's slowly begin to deepen our breath. See if you can stay in the quiet space as you begin to move and stretch and deepen your breath. And if you feel like you need another minute or so, just come out in your own time. Make sure you roll to one side for a moment before you sit, and then we'll just meet sitting. Join the hands at the heart. We'll complete our practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. So you can send that peace within and radiate that peace out into the stratosphere. Deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lift the thumbs to the third eye. And take a deep bow of gratitude. Namaste. Thank you all for practicing this morning. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And this is our last class of 2021. So blessings, all of you. And yeah, may we just keep rising up out of the ash. Yeah. Thank you for coming,
so much.
Raga.